Imagine waking up one day and your entire family is gone. It's not because of disease, not because of predators, but because of a war you had nothing to do with. That's exactly what's happening to gorilla families across Africa. These majestic, gentle creatures are being caught in the crossfire of human conflict. It's not poaching alone that's doing the damage. It's bullets, bombs, and landmines detonating in once pristine forests. From the misty mountains of Congo to the dense forests of Rwanda, gorillas are being pushed to the brink of annihilation. And the terrifying part? Many people don't even know it's happening. We often hear about endangered animals, but few realize that war zones are silent exterminators of wildlife. How can gorillas fight back when they don't even understand what's killing them? This isn't just about conservation. It's about survival in a world that's growing deadlier every day. The Democratic Republic of Congo is home to more than half of the world's remaining mountain gorillas. Yet it's also one of the most politically unstable regions on Earth. Militias use gorilla habitats as hiding spots, forcing conservationists to abandon their posts. When the rangers disappear, so do the protections. Poachers, now unchecked, slip in under the chaos and strike without hesitation. But even worse, some armed groups intentionally target gorillas, either for food or to terrorize local populations. One rebel group reportedly slaughtered an entire gorilla family just to assert dominance in a region. That wasn't poaching, that was a message. And for every message sent like that, a bloodline is erased. These aren't isolated incidents, they're happening regularly. The jungle has become a battlefield, and the gorillas are defenseless civilians. What's most heartbreaking is the emotional toll on the surviving gorillas. Gorillas live in close-knit families, led by a dominant silverback. When one is killed, the family dynamic collapses. Infants are left orphaned, females become more vulnerable, and younger males scatter into dangerous territories. Scientists have observed depression-like behaviors in gorillas after a traumatic loss. Some stop eating. Others withdraw completely. One silverback, after losing his mate and 2 infants, simply lay in the grass for days, refusing to move. That's not just survival, it's suffering. Imagine the pain of knowing your species is vanishing, and there's nothing you can do about it. These aren't mindless beasts. They mourn, they remember, and they feel. And yet the bullets keep coming. One of the most overlooked consequences of conflict is displacement. As war pushes humans into forests to escape danger, they bring more than just fear, they bring deforestation. Villages spring up where gorillas used to roam freely. Trees are chopped down for firewood and shelter, fragmenting the habitat. With each tree that falls, the gorillas' chances of finding food, mates, and safety dwindle. Some gorillas travel miles to find a single fruit-bearing tree, only to arrive and find it gone. This forces them closer to human settlements, where they risk being hunted or mistaken for a threat. What's worse, displaced gorillas are more likely to carry disease, which spreads rapidly among already fragile populations. The forest, once their sanctuary, is now a death trap. Disease is a silent killer among gorilla populations, and human conflict only makes it worse. Soldiers and displaced families don't just carry weapons, they carry illness. Viruses like Ebola have ravaged entire gorilla populations in Congo, killing up to 90% of some troops. Unlike humans, gorillas have no immunity or access to treatment. One infected human entering a forest can start an invisible wildfire that wipes out generations. Researchers have even contracted illnesses themselves while trying to monitor populations, accidentally becoming vectors. In one tragic case, a research team had to shut down a sanctuary after a suspected respiratory outbreak killed 5 gorillas in a week. These aren't just statistics. These are lives, entire bloodlines lost forever. But perhaps the greatest tragedy is how preventable this all is. Gorilla deaths aren't an inevitable side effect of war, they're collateral damage from human choices. The international community could intervene to protect sanctuaries during conflicts, but they rarely do. The people fighting the wars don't care about wildlife, and those who do care often can't access the danger zones. It's not a matter of possibility, it's a matter of priority. And right now, gorillas aren't a priority. It's the brutal truth. If we don't step in, no one will. And the silence of the forest will become permanent. Efforts have been made. Organizations like the Dion Fossey Gorilla Fund risk everything to protect remaining populations. Rangers patrol dangerous zones with no weapons, wearing only uniforms and courage. Some have been killed trying to defend guerrillas. Others have watched their colleagues die beside them. But they keep going. Why? Because they know what's at stake. These rangers aren't just protecting animals, they're defending an entire ecosystem from collapse. Their bravery is a flicker of hope in a world that's quickly going dark. But even they admit they're losing the battle. The guerrillas are running out of time. It's not just war that's killing them, it's greed. Legal mining operations for gold and coltan. The mineral used in smartphones are destroying forests at an alarming rate. Miners bring guns to fend off competitors, often shooting any animals they encounter. Entire guerrilla families are slaughtered to clear a path to the Earth's riches. These aren't isolated incidents. Satellite imagery shows that hundreds of hectares of guerrilla habitat disappear every year to mining. That's not natural selection, that's economic exploitation. Every phone made with illegally mined coltan is another nail in the coffin for guerrillas. The black market only fuels the fire. Baby gorillas are still sold to exotic pet owners for thousands of dollars. To capture one infant, poachers often have to kill the mother, father, and any older siblings that resist. It's a massacre disguised as a business. And with limited law enforcement in war-torn areas, traffickers operate freely. The infants that survive the trauma often suffer from malnutrition and PTSD. Many die before they're even sold. And yet the trade continues. Why? Because someone, somewhere, is willing to pay. As long as demand exists, gorillas will be hunted like trophies. Every time a gorilla is killed, we don't just lose an animal, we lose history. Gorillas are among our closest relatives, sharing 98% of our DNA. They teach us about communication, emotion, and intelligence. Their behaviors give insight into early human development. To lose them is to erase a chapter of our own story. Think about that. In our quest for dominance, we are destroying the very species that reflect our origins. What does that say about us? Gorillas are not just another species caught in the crossfire. They are collateral damage in a war they never signed up for. As rebel groups and militias move through national parks and reserves, they leave behind more than just destruction. They leave fear in every rustle of the forest. These groups often use the jungle as cover, setting up camp in the very heart of guerrilla territory. What's worse is that gorillas have become victims not just by proximity, but by direct violence, sometimes hunted for meat or killed out of fear or frustration. In places like the Democratic Republic of Congo, rangers put their lives on the line daily to protect these creatures, and many have died doing so. The sheer danger of patrolling these areas has made conservation work nearly impossible in some regions. As protection weakens, poachers and illegal loggers step in to exploit what remains, and the guerrillas. They vanish into deeper and more dangerous parts of the forest or don't survive the next encounter. The fear that once kept them alert now pushes them toward extinction. Their homes are war zones, their safety a fading memory. When guerrilla families are disrupted by violence, it's not just about numbers, it's about the deep emotional bonds that get shattered. Gorillas live in tightly knit family groups led by a silverback who protects and guides them. If that leader is killed, the entire family structure can fall apart. Females might scatter, infants may be left vulnerable, and the group's cohesion crumbles. Imagine growing up in a close family, only to see it torn apart in an instant by something you can't even comprehend. That's the reality for these primates. The death of one silverback can mean the end of a generation's legacy. Some young gorillas get taken by poachers, sold into the exotic pet trade, or displayed illegally in private zoos. The others may not survive long without protection, falling prey to predators or human traps. And those who do survive carry the trauma in their behavior, more withdrawn, more anxious, and less trusting. It's not just the ecosystem that suffers, it's the very culture and memory of a family unit that gets erased. Deforestation driven by human conflict accelerates the tragedy. In areas of instability, logging becomes rampant and unregulated. Armed groups often fund their operations through illegal timber, stripping forests bare and displacing any wildlife that called it home. For gorillas, this means entire ranges vanish almost overnight. Trees they've relied on for generations are chopped down and shipped off. The forest canopy that once protected them from predators and heat is gone. Food sources become scarce, forcing them to travel further, bringing them closer to danger. Every tree lost is a thread cut from the intricate web of gorilla survival. And as the land disappears, so too does the chance for the next generation to live wild and free. These aren't just statistics. These are homes. These are ancient, sacred grounds that echo with the footsteps of ancestors, cleared for quick profit and selfish gain. While the world watches from afar, the silence of the forests grows louder every day. Diseases have also entered the picture as a deadly consequence of human proximity. With increasing deforestation and conflict, humans and gorillas come into contact more frequently than ever before. But gorillas have no immunity to many human diseases. What gives us a mild cough could kill them. Duh. The spread of respiratory infections, flu, and even COVID-19 has devastated some populations. And because they live in close family groups, one sick gorilla often means all will be infected. In war-torn regions where medical aid is already scarce, there's no chance of intervention for wildlife. What's worse is that many of these transmissions happen unintentionally, through rangers, tourists, or displaced communities seeking refuge in the forest, as human conflict rages on. It's not just the bullets and bombs that threaten gorillas. It's the invisible biological threats we bring with us. Disease doesn't care about borders or conservation zones. It spreads quietly, efficiently, and fatally. And for every virus introduced, another gorilla troop could vanish. Conservation groups face an uphill battle. Do you protect a species when the very land they live on is a battleground? Many international organizations have had to pull out their field workers due to safety concerns. That leaves local communities, already struggling with poverty, displacement, and violence, to somehow take up the mantle. But without funding, training, or protection, they can only do so much. Some risk their lives every day, guided by passion alone. Others turn to bushmeat hunting just to survive, becoming the very threat they once fought against. The lines blur when survival is on the line. You can't talk about saving gorillas without talking about saving the people too. And until we address both, we're only applying temporary solutions to a long-term collapse. Every day that passes without action is another day a gorilla may be orphaned, hunted, or driven deeper into hiding. The window to save them is closing in fast. The emotional intelligence of gorillas makes their suffering even more profound. These aren't mindless beasts. They feel grief, joy, fear, and even depression. Researchers have observed gorillas mourning their dead, lingering near a fallen family member, touching their face, and refusing to eat for days. Imagine the psychological toll of losing not just one, but multiple loved ones, over and over again. This level of sentience makes every loss a deeper tragedy. And as these emotional wounds accumulate, the behavior of surviving gorillas begins to change. They become more suspicious, less playful, and more aggressive. These behavioral shifts don't just affect individual gorillas, they can destabilize entire populations. And when trauma passes from one generation to the next, recovery becomes even more difficult. Gorillas remember. They carry their pain forward, and that weight grows heavier with every new conflict. Tourism, once a beacon of hope, has become a double-edged sword. In peaceful times, ecotourism provided funding for conservation and livelihoods for locals. But now, with conflict destabilizing the region, tourist numbers have plummeted. Without that income, many conservation programs are left hanging by a thread. Additionally, when tourists do return too early or without regulation, they bring diseases and disrupt natural behaviors. The delicate balance that once gave gorillas a fighting chance is now shattered. And rebuilding it will take years' time these animals don't have. Meanwhile, illegal tourism has surged, often driven by corrupt networks that care more about profit than preservation. These exploitative encounters put both gorillas and humans at risk. What once brought hope now brings harm, proving that even the best intentions can turn dangerous in the wrong hands. The global community cannot afford to remain passive. Gorillas are a keystone species. Their presence helps shape and maintain the ecosystems they inhabit. Lose them, and the balance tips dangerously toward collapse. Every plant they eat, every seed they disperse plays a role in the health of the forest. Their extinction would trigger a chain reaction far beyond what most people imagine. But despite this, gorillas remain underfunded, underprotected, and underappreciated on the world stage. We fund wars faster than we fund conservation. We mourn extinction after the fact instead of preventing it in real time. And if this pattern continues, we'll not only lose one of our closest relatives in the animal kingdom, we'll lose a vital part of Earth's heartbeat. The price of inaction is too high. The moment to act is now. Hope isn't gonna just buried beneath layers of conflict, neglect, and noise. In some pockets of Africa, new initiatives are springing up. Community-based conservation projects are giving locals a stake in gorilla survival. Tech solutions like camera traps and drones are helping monitor populations in dangerous zones without putting human lives at risk. Diplomats and conservationists are working behind the scenes to secure peace corridors that protect wildlife during human conflict. It's not perfect, and progress is slow, but it's real. And every gorilla saved, every habitat preserved, is a step toward recovery. We owe it to them to keep going, because once they're gone, no amount of money, guilt, or awareness can bring them back. It's easier to save a species than resurrect it. The question is, will we act in time? The story of gorillas isn't just about animals. It's a mirror held up to humanity. In their struggle, we see the consequences of our own actions, our own wars, and our own neglect. They didn't choose to be part of our conflicts. They didn't ask for their homes to become battlegrounds. But they are paying the price for choices they never made. Every roar silenced, every footprint erased, is a reminder that the line between survival and extinction is thinner than we think. This isn't just about conservation, it's about justice. It's about recognizing that these intelligent, emotional, social beings deserve better. It starts with awareness followed by action. Because if we don't fight for them now, there will be nothing left to fight for later. The forest will grow silent, and the ghosts of gorilla families will be all that remain.